You ever walk into a room after a narcissist has been there and something just feels off? You cannot quite put your finger on it, but you know something has changed. The air is heavier, the energy is different, and even though they aren't physically there, it feels like their presence still lingers. That's because it literally does. Narcissists do not just invade your mind, your emotions, or your relationships. They invade your space. They leave behind invisible fingerprints, psychological hooks, and deliberate marks to remind you that you are never fully free from their influence. They want your home, your sanctuary, to feel like their dominion, their domain. And they have strange, insidious ways of making that happen, which is what I'm going to expose in today's episode. We're talking about one of the most overlooked but deeply unsettling tactics they use. 5 ways narcissists mark their territory in your home. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Let's get started with number 1. They leave forgotten items behind as anchors. A narcissist never actually forgets their belongings. When they leave something behind in your home, let's say a toothbrush, a hoodie, a book, or even something as small as a hair tie, it's not an accident. It is a calculated move. How can I say so? Well, a narcissist literally once told me that everything they do is done with an outcome in mind. Nothing is random. They're not the type of people who take establishing control so easily. They know what moves they need to make. That item is not just there, it's a symbol, a psychological anchor, a way to keep their presence in your space even when they're gone. It works on a subconscious level. You see the item and your brain immediately associates it with them, right? Maybe it triggers a memory. Maybe it sparks an emotion, positive or negative. It does not matter as long as you think of them. Either way, it forces you to acknowledge their existence even if you are trying to move on. And here is the twisted part. If you try to return the item or let's say throw it away, they'll act offended. They'll make it seem like you are overreacting or being petty, because the real goal was never about the item itself. It was about keeping control over your space. Countless people have asked me, the narcissist left, but they left their stuff behind, clothes, gaming consoles, their mattresses. What do I do with all of that? Should I keep it or throw it away? I say go ask a friend of yours or someone else to leave it at their door or just burn it. If they don't claim it, it's not yours. See, their stuff carries energy that binds you to them, believe it or not, and it needs to go. Number 2, they subtly rearrange your things. If you have ever noticed something in your home slightly out of place after a narcissist has been around, you are not imagining it. Narcissists love to exert control in ways that are so subtle, so small, that you doubt your own perception. They may move a picture frame just an inch to the left, adjust the way your books are stacked, place something of theirs in a prominent spot where it does not belong. And if you question it, they'll gaslight you. Oh, I did not touch anything. What are you even talking about? You are imagining things, like in the movie Gaslight. It is a way to claim dominance over your space without ever having to say it. They want you to feel like your home is theirs, that their influence is stronger than your own autonomy. And because the changes are so minor, you start questioning yourself. What is the goal? To keep you subtly off balance, to make you feel like nothing in your life truly belongs to you, not even your own home. Number 3, they make you feel guilty for changing things. Have you ever tried to redecorate, rearrange your furniture, or even throw something out only for the narcissist to suddenly care in a way that seems completely irrational. Maybe they never commented on your decor before, but now they are deeply offended that you changed something. Oh, I loved that couch, they'll say. Why did you get rid of that painting? It was my favorite. They did not actually love those things, did they? They loved what those things represented. And if you ask me what that is, I will say their hold over your space. This explains why they hoard stuff. They buy what they for sure know they do not need and fill your space with things they know they won't use. But it's all done to bother you. It's a narcissist's twisted way of compensating for the emptiness they feel inside. By changing things or giving away things, you are symbolically erasing their presence. And that terrifies them. That takes away their control and makes them shake internally. So, what will they do? They will guilt trip you. They will act like you are being cold, thoughtless, or inconsiderate, all to make sure that on some level you hesitate before making your own decisions in your own home and let them fill it with rubbish that only suffocates you and keeps your house out of order. Number 4, they contaminate the space with negative energy. If you have ever noticed that your home feels lighter after a narcissist leaves, that is not just in your head. And obviously, that is not just a psychological thing. Narcissists do not just physically take up space, they infect it. Their arguments, their passive-aggressive comments, their silent treatments, their rage, it all creates an emotional residue that lingers long after they're gone. I remember coming back from school and sensing the fight my parents had had just before my arrival. Even when nobody said anything, I could feel the tension. Why? Because it was obvious. It was energetic. Now imagine that energy being infused into our home, into your home over the years. The walls hold memories. The furniture holds emotions, believe me or not. The space itself becomes a reflection of their chaos. And that is why when I started my new life, I gave up everything. I donated, I burned everything that energetically tied me to them. When they leave and you finally reclaim your space, you may notice something strange. The air feels different. The energy shifts. It's as if your home is exhaling after years of being suffocated. Do you agree with me? Please let me know in the comments. It all happens because narcissists just do not drain people. They drain places too. Number 5, and this one is strange. They use scent as a psychological marker. Scent is one of the most powerful memory triggers. I can tell you that from my personal experience. Narcissists know and they use it against you. They may have a signature cologne or perfume that they make sure lingers long after they're gone. Maybe they insist on using a specific air freshener or scented candle, something that becomes associated with them in one way or the other. So even when they are not there, the scent is. It activates something in your brain, making you feel like their presence is still in the room. And after they leave for good, you will catch a whiff of that scent somewhere and feel a rush of emotions you were not prepared for. That is not an accident. This is conditioning. Just like Pavlov's dogs, they train you to associate specific sensory triggers with them. And even after they're gone, those triggers remain, making it harder for you to fully detach. But if you give yourself enough time and do the healing work, you overcome those triggers and you associate new meanings to old smells. So those were the 5 ways they claim your space. Now before you go, I have one more episode for you to watch, which describes further how they use space against you, to abuse you, to destroy your peace and call you insane. If you want to watch it right now, it's just here. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.